It's time for our Patriot of the Week. Each Saturday, as you know, we honor a person or a group who exemplifies the spirit of this great country by helping others. This week, as we mark the one-year anniversary of the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan, we salute Army and Navy veteran and co-founder of Project Dynamo, Bryan Stern. Bryan, we welcome you to America Right Now.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Bryan, talk to us about Project Dynamo and how it got started.
Project Dynamo was founded in my living room about a year ago tomorrow. I was watching TV like we all were, watching the fall and the collapse of Kabul to the Taliban, and the famous video of the C-17 on the runway with the Afghans falling from the landing gear. At that time, a lot of people were drawing parallels to the fall of Saigon. I was a 9/11 first responder, and it struck a chord with me. The last time I saw people jumping to their deaths as a better option was on the morning of 9/11,
right.
During the attacks. And frankly, it just rubbed me the wrong way. I knew that we could help. I talked some friends of mine into going in on this adventure. It was never supposed to be a year long. It was supposed to be a 3 weeks, see what we can do to help kind of man's trip, and it turned into a 2 war zone, multi-continental, international adventure.
It's absolutely incredible what you've managed to do just from that idea and making a few phone calls. As you mentioned, we're nearing the 1-year mark of the withdrawal from Afghanistan. The organization has now assisted thousands of people to be able to get out of that country. Talk to us about how a mission goes down.
So no two are the same. Nothing is cookie cutter. One of the big differences with Dynamo is that we're on the ground. We're on the street. We do the operations ourselves. So in the beginning, it was a rush to Kaya while the military, while NATO and the U.S. military was still there. It was a rush to Kaya, get as many people as we can through the gate. Once they left, it obviously changed, and we're still doing operations to this day. We do them pretty frequently in Afghanistan, and we do them pretty much daily in Ukraine as well. Yeah. So I always tell people, if you haven't used the plumbing in your safe house, then you don't really know what you have. We don't make that mistake.
Bryan, do we have any idea how many Americans or those who helped us and really we should have gotten out, how many of them are still left over there?
I don't think anybody knows. I certainly don't. We know that there are many Americans that are there. We know that many of them that are there can't leave because their spouses or their families aren't able to come to America legally. We, Project Dynamo, we are not smugglers at all. So when we bring people to America, they're able to come legally. Everyone is either a green card holder, an American citizen, or they have a visa, SIV. As far as allies and partners that supported us for 20 years that got left behind, if you include their families, it's tens of thousands.
Wow.
It's I don't know the number, but I know it's big. We get the emails every single day, every day. My team of case managers on the Afghan project and also on the Ukraine operations.
Yeah.
But for Afghanistan, we get emails every day. I was a former commando. I was a former this. I was a former that. Here's a picture of me with General Petraeus. Please help me, that kind of thing.
You mentioned Ukraine. This month also marks 6 months since the start of the Russia-Ukraine war. You rescued John Spohr. He was an American nuclear physicist from Texas who was in hiding in Mariupol. We have some video of you getting him out there. You've also rescued another American who was arrested and detained by Russia for 37 days. Talk to us a little bit about that theater of operations and getting folks out with the Russian army bearing down on you like that.
The Russian army I'm not too afraid of. The Russian intelligence service is pretty scary. Operations in Ukraine are kind of like the photo negative of Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, the borders were closed, but the skies were open. So we did a lot of things with aircraft, as an example. In Ukraine, it's the exact opposite. The borders are open, but you can't fly anywhere. And Ukraine is a huge country. It's the second largest country in Europe. So when we get someone from Russian occupied territory into Ukraine, it's still a war zone with missiles and rockets and artillery every day. And then you have to drive through all that until you get to the west where it gets relatively safe. So
Wow.
in Ukraine, we have different flavors of operations. We have a program called Gemini, which is our surrogate baby program. And then we do a program called Apollo, which is a humanitarian convoys, and a bunch of others, but also these very special cases. If you're an American and you're in the Russian occupied territory, you are under arrest, certainly.
Yeah.
And you're lucky if you survive it.
All of this comes at a tremendous risk, but also a very high cost. You are completely donor funded. Talk to us about how people who are watching this program now can support your mission.
ProjectDynamo.org. We are 100% donor funded. Every dollar goes to an operation, and we are running on fumes, and we have dozens and dozens and dozens of cases of Americans that are trapped behind enemy lines. We don't really, we help everybody that we can, but of course we give primacy to Americans. We're an American veteran-run organization. So we need help, and we need it bad. We're actively seeking corporate sponsorships. We don't have any of those. We're actively seeking endorsements and all that stuff. But really what we need is financial support. Every dollar will go a long way. And we have Facebook and Instagram. We put all of our stuff up so you can see us doing the operations. So we're very legitimate. There's no confusion.
ProjectDynamo.org. That's ProjectDynamo.org. Bryan, you and your whole team at the organization, you're saving lives, and you're our Patriots of the Week. Thank you so much for being with us, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for that honor.